लीड कोड पे आज के टाइम पे ना 3000 से ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस हैं एंड यू आर करंटली एट 0 और अंडर 100, राइट? ऑल्सो इफ समवन इज टेलिंग यू दैट लीड कोड इज डेड, नो company is asking you lead code, then that person is wrong. Most of the companies, like I'll say 80% of the companies still ask DSA. So if you are someone who is applying or who is trying to get a job in 2026, then this video is super important for you. So watch till the end. I'll tell you how you should use LeetCode in 2026 so that you can become a good developer. You can actually grab a job and learn DSA, because even if AI is writing all of your code, you still need to know the basics, because AI is bound to make mistakes as of now. And when it makes mistake, if you don't know how to fix it, then you are cooked. Then you'll not get a job, then you'll get laid off or you'll get fired. So please watch this video till the end. It is going to be super important for you. And I've already made a video on LeetCode 2 years, 1.5 years back. The things have changed a bit now. Now even Meta has allowed AI inside their assessment. So if you are applying for any company, I see a future when companies will let you use AI, but the questions will get even tougher. So even AI can't solve them. So you'll have to use your brain, break down the problem into patterns, into understanding what different algorithms are getting used, and then use AI to implement those algorithms. But you will be the brain behind AI, and AI is not going to help you write all the code, even if it's Opus 4.5. Hi guys, I'm Nishant Chahar. Welcome back to the channel. I am currently a founder. I talk to a lot of founders, senior developers, and I hire myself. So I'll paint a clear picture for you guys. So yeah, without any further ado, let's start the video. So first section is going to be decoding LeetCode. First, I'll ask you a basic question. Why do you want to do LeetCode? So there are possibly 3 answers for it. Number 1 is you want to learn how to code. If this is the answer, then we'll go step by step what all things you need to do. So if you are someone who wants to learn Java, JavaScript, C++, Python, any of these languages, then there are multiple cards that you get on LeetCode. So step 1 is going to be go to the LeetCode card section, select any card and start learning that particular language. You'll start with few basic questions that you have to answer, and that will help you learn the syntax. In the explore card, go to arrays 101, linked list basics, stack and queues intros. This is the basics that you need to learn if you are learning any programming language. Second step is going to be mastering the C++, Python, Java, the language that you are currently learning. For this, you can go to YouTube. There are multiple playlists that you can find. You can go to Curious Chahar. There is a channel that I created where I taught basics of C++. You can also check out Code Help by Babbar. Bhaiya ka channel hai, where you can learn basics of C++, and there are multiple other channels as well. You can go to Shriver's channel as well. There you can learn DSA in Java, and you can even check out Geeks for Geeks. So these are some of the channels where you can learn the basics of DSA and any language that you are learning. Now step 3 is going to be solving the basic questions. Solve 10 easy questions from each of the topics. For example, arrays may do to sum, contains duplicates. These are some of the questions. Strings may do reverse string, palindrome, stacks may do valid parenthesis. These are some of the questions that you need to learn. You need to understand how you are solving, and this will help you learn the syntax too. And don't rely on AI for this. Learn the basic syntax, because most of the times like AI makes a lot of mistakes, and when you are not able to catch the mistake, for example, there was a case once with my co-founder. It was a env file, and env file mein you have to add all the keys that you have, and when we were trying to run the backend, it was not running. And the issue, it took 1.5 hours to debug the issue, but the issue was in the env file there was an extra space that was added by after the key, after ending the semicolon, and that was failing. So these are some of the issues that even AI won't be able to find. If you know it, you know it. Otherwise, you'll have to waste a lot of time to actually figure out what the issue is. Now this is for the category 1. Now category 2 comes where you just want to flex the number of LeetCode questions that you have solved by posting it on LinkedIn or Instagram. If you are in this category, bhai, I can't help you. Do whatever you want to do. It is not going to help you out in any way. It is not going to get you a job. It is not going to get you like the eyes of recruiters or founders. This is not building in public. This is bullshit. So don't do it. Now the category 3 this is the category where most of you guys lie. You want a job, and now we'll be discussing everything for people who want to get a job in 2026. What are the things that you need to do? In category 3, you are not a noob. You already know a programming language. You actually want to learn DSA so that you can crack coding interviews. That is the goal. And if this is the goal, then listen to me very carefully. So if you are an intermediate, then one goal should be clear for you. You don't have to flex the number of questions. You don't have to learn how a question works, how you have to write the approach or write the answer to that question. The only goal for you is to understand the pattern, which algorithm is getting used, how are we solving this problem, why are we using this particular pattern, why not any other pattern, and if we are using this pattern, how to optimize it to the full potential, and if you have to optimize it, what was the previous level, how we got to this particular pattern, all these things. Like you have to answer how, what, where, all these WH questions, and you don't have to cram any of these questions. That is the goal. So now the question comes, how do you actually do this? So first thing that you should do is pick any list that you feel is right for you. If you have less time, go for blind 75. If you have more time, go for Leetcode 150. There are many lists out there. Pick any of the lists and just start working on it. One of my friends created a company which is called Codolio, where you can find all these lists with the links to the questions on Geeks for Geeks, on Leetcode, on other platforms as well. And it can even help you track the questions properly. So if you want to check it out, the link to that will be in the description. It also has company-wise questions and all the lists that you see on the internet. So check it out. The link is in the description. Next is going to be looking at the market signals. What do I mean by market signal? That means which question was asked how many times and when was the last time it was asked. You don't have to just filter things on the basis of frequency. You actually have to filter the things on the basis of when it was last asked in any coding interview. Also, there are company lists available. I'll link the GitHub repo as well as Codolio's link in the description. You can check out both. And there are two browser extensions as well, which I found, which can help you bypass Leetcode Premium in some way. So you can check that out too. So the name of the two GitHub repo, number 1 is Hack to Hire SDE repo. Number 2 is Liquid SLR company-wise problems. So you can check out these two. Also, the Chrome extensions are in the description. I'll not talk about them more. I might get banned in this video if I do that. And the third important thing is when you are practicing on any sheet, any list, you have to track your progress as well. By tracking your progress, what do I mean? I mean, you are able to solve this problem. You are able to also recognize the pattern if you get a new problem in the same area or similar area. It's not just about solving that particular problem, but also understanding if you find a similar problem. Because if you are going to any company like Meta, Google, Amazon, Apple, they'll ask you a question that you might have already solved, but the framing of the question, how they make the question sound, is going to be different. Now, last thing, but very, very, very important, how you should use AI in the whole process of learning things. AI is going to help you personalize your journey, because now using ChatGPT, Gemini, if you're a college student, you'll get Gemini for free, you will get Perplexity for free, you'll get so many tools for free, so go and use them. I've already made video on ChatGPT, I've made a video on Gemini and Perplexity, how you can use those and become a pro. I've also created a video on prompt engineering. If you want any more videos, just comment down. I am planning a video on Git and GitHub, and also a video on how you can use Claude, how you can do vibe coding, how to use Claude Code. So if you need any other video, do let me know. I use Claude Code almost daily, and I've become super amazing in that. The startup I am currently working on, the front end was coded by me and it was vibe coded by me. But whenever I ran into an issue, I was able to debug that. If you don't know, Meta has already started giving you the optionality of interviewing using LLM. There is one round in the whole Meta process where you can actually use LLM to code, and yeah, now they are not checking how good you are in remembering the syntax. They want to understand how good you are in actually understanding what the problem is, breaking it down into smaller problems, and how are you solving those smaller problems then. because writing code is not going to be the main thing that most software engineers will do in the future. This is what I think, it's my personal opinion, but it will be more about problem solving. It was problem solving earlier too, because when you become a senior software engineer, the amount of code that you wrote was much less than someone who is a SGE1, but the amount of decisions that you make every day is much more. Now a SGE1 can act as a SGE2 at the start when they join, because they have SGE1s which are your LLMs below that SG1, and it can actually act as a senior engineer. So you have to learn that skill, because you are entering as a SG1, but your actual role is going to be SG2. No one is telling you this, but this is going to be the case. So how you should use AI? You don't have to write code using AI initially. Learn how to write code, but you should use it for debugging, pattern extraction, and review. So what do I mean by debugging? Whenever you ran into any error when you are writing the code yourself, ask ChatGPT, ask Cursor, ask Claude, any of these, why are we getting this particular error? This is my code, help me debug this, and ask it to debug it step by step so that you are able to understand what was the issue. Second was extracting patterns. When you have written a code, when you are done with the question, or even before when you are not done with the question, ask ChatGPT, Claude to understand what pattern is behind this particular question. How should I approach it? How can I figure out if another question comes in a similar pattern? One more bonus thing that you can use it for is market simulation. You can actually ask Gemini, Claude, AI Studio to become your interviewer. Ask this AI to ask you questions, and also give a prompt that be brutal, be like a actual interviewer. If I'm doing mistake, note it down and give me a proper analysis at the end of this interview. Do that. You can share your screen in AI Studio, and I've also talked about that in the Gemini video, how you can use AI Studio to become your mock interviewer. As soon as you're done with 150 questions, start giving Leetcode contest. They are similar to your OA, which is online assessment, and when you are giving an OA, this will give you the feel so that you are not bombarded with questions. You don't have anxiety or fear while you are preparing, while you are giving an OA for any company. So this will pressure test you. You have 1.5 hours, you have 4 questions you have to answer. This is the same situation while you are in an interview or on when you are giving a OA. So do that. Give as many contests as you can. There is a bi-weekly contest and there is a weekly contest. Give both. And most important part, डरना नहीं है. 100% अपना देना है. Give your 100% and just don't think about anything else. Try to be the best. Last thing, whenever you're writing code for any questions, don't just submit it and go away. Actually go through the discussion section, understand what other approaches people have used to solve the same question. If you find a different approach, write it down, understand it, why this question was solved using this particular approach. Use LLM to understand how this particular person is doing it. Ask questions like, what is the core pattern in this particular problem? If the constraints are changed, then the length is changed, how do I have to optimize the time complexity? What time complexity do I have to write the code in? And the third is, how do I apply the same logic to a new question of the similar pattern that I've learned in this particular questions? Ask these questions to LLM and then you'll be able to understand the thinking process. So yeah, I think if you do all this, then you are all set. You'll be able to crack your coding interviews for sure. But now companies have started asking LLD also in their coding process. So I will highly recommend you guys to learn low-level design. HLD is not that much asked for SG1 interviews as of now. It might change in the next 6 months, but LLD companies have started asking LLD. Amazon started asking LLD like a year ago. I will highly recommend you guys to learn LLD. If you want me to make a video on that too, I'll do that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like the video. I'll see you in the next one.